Welcome to Hollywood Actions. In this video, we are going to explore R-rated thrillers that are simply too good to ignore. These movies are packed with suspense, shocking twists, unforgettable performances, and edge-of-your-seat storytelling that kept audiences glued to the screen from beginning to end. If you love intense mysteries, crime dramas, psychological mind games, and dark cinematic experiences, then this list is perfect for you. 1. Seven, 1995. One of the greatest crime thrillers ever made, Seven is a dark and disturbing masterpiece directed by David Fincher. The story follows two detectives, played by Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, as they hunt a serial killer who uses the 7 deadly sins as inspiration for his horrifying murders. From the very first scene, the movie creates a grim atmosphere filled with rain, fear, and tension. Every clue pulls the detectives deeper into a terrifying game of cat and mouse. What makes Seven unforgettable is its psychological intensity. The killer is intelligent, patient, and frighteningly calm. Unlike many thrillers that rely only on action, this movie focuses heavily on suspense and character development. Morgan Freeman delivers a brilliant performance as the experienced detective who has seen too much darkness in the world, while Brad Pitt brings emotional energy and determination. The final act of Seven is considered one of the most shocking endings in movie history. Even decades after its release, audiences still talk about the unforgettable climax. The movie explores themes of morality, sin, and the evil hidden within society. With haunting visuals, excellent writing, and unforgettable performances, Seven remains one of the most powerful R-rated thrillers ever created. 2. Gone Girl, 2014. Gone Girl is another brilliant thriller from director David Fincher, based on the best-selling novel by Gillian Flynn. The story begins when Amy Dunn mysteriously disappears on her wedding anniversary, leaving her husband Nick as the prime suspect. At first, the movie feels like a traditional missing person mystery, but it quickly transforms into a twisted psychological battle filled with manipulation, lies, and shocking revelations. Ben Affleck gives a strong performance as Nick Dunn, a man struggling to prove his innocence while facing intense media pressure. However, the real standout performance comes from Rosamund Pike as Amy. Her portrayal is chilling, intelligent, and completely unforgettable. As the truth unfolds, the audience realizes that nothing in this marriage is what it seems. Gone Girl explores toxic relationships, public image, and media obsession in modern society. The movie constantly keeps viewers guessing, changing directions in unexpected ways. The screenplay is sharp, clever, and filled with tension. Fincher's dark visual style perfectly matches the cold and unsettling tone of the story. This R-rated thriller became a major success because of its smart storytelling and shocking twists. It is a movie that makes viewers question trust, love, and identity. Gone Girl proves that psychological thrillers can be just as intense and exciting as action-packed crime films. 3. Prisoners, 2013. Prisoners is a gripping thriller that combines emotional drama with intense suspense. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, the movie stars Hugh Jackman as Keller Dover, a desperate father whose daughter suddenly disappears. When the police investigation fails to provide answers, Keller takes matters into his own hands, leading to dangerous consequences. Jake Gyllenhaal plays Detective Loki, the determined investigator trying to solve the case before time runs out. His performance is mysterious, focused, and deeply compelling. The movie constantly builds tension as every clue leads to more confusion and fear. Viewers are forced to question how far a parent would go to protect their child. One of the greatest strengths of Prisoners is its emotional depth. Hugh Jackman delivers one of the best performances of his career, portraying a man slowly consumed by anger, desperation, and guilt. The movie examines morality, justice, and the darkness hidden within ordinary people. The cinematography is haunting, with cold weather and gloomy settings creating an atmosphere of hopelessness. Every scene feels heavy with suspense. The film's shocking twists and emotional moments keep audiences completely invested. 4. Zodiac, 2007. Based on true events, Zodiac tells the terrifying story of the real-life Zodiac killer who terrorized San Francisco during the late 1960s and 1970s. Directed by David Fincher, the film focuses on journalists and investigators who become obsessed with uncovering the identity of the mysterious murderer. Jake Gyllenhaal stars as cartoonist Robert Graysmith, whose fascination with the case slowly turns into an unhealthy obsession. Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo also deliver excellent performances as men drawn into the dangerous mystery. Instead of relying on non-stop action, Zodiac creates suspense through investigation, uncertainty, and psychological fear. The movie feels incredibly realistic because Fincher carefully recreates the time period and details of the actual case. Every conversation, clue, and suspect adds another layer of mystery. Audiences experience the frustration and fear of investigators who are unable to solve the crimes. Zodiac stands out because it focuses on obsession and the emotional toll of unresolved mysteries. The killer's identity remains uncertain, making the story even more haunting. The movie demonstrates how fear can consume entire communities and destroy lives. 5. Shutter Island, 2010. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Shutter Island is a psychological thriller filled with mystery, paranoia, and unforgettable twists. Leonardo DiCaprio stars as U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels, who travels to a remote island asylum to investigate the disappearance of a dangerous patient. As Teddy explores the strange institution, he begins uncovering disturbing secrets and questioning his own sanity. The atmosphere of Shutter Island is dark, eerie, and constantly unsettling. Storms, empty hallways, and mysterious doctors create a sense of fear throughout the film. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers an emotionally powerful performance as a man haunted by traumatic memories and painful guilt. What makes Shutter Island so memorable is its complex storytelling. The audience experiences confusion and paranoia alongside Teddy, never fully knowing what is real and what is not. Every clue seems to lead to another mystery, making the film impossible to predict. Scorsese combines psychological horror with thrilling suspense, creating a movie that stays in viewers' minds long after it ends. The final revelation completely changes the meaning of the story and encourages audiences to watch the movie again to discover hidden clues. Shutter Island is more than just a thriller. It is an exploration of trauma, denial, and mental illness. 6. No Country for Old Men, 2007. No Country for Old Men is a tense and brutal thriller directed by the Coen brothers. Based on Cormac McCarthy's novel, the movie follows a hunter named Llewellyn Moss who discovers a suitcase filled with money after a deadly drug deal gone wrong. His decision to keep the money puts him in the path of Anton Chigurh, one of the most terrifying villains in movie history. Javier Bardem's performance as Chigurh is absolutely chilling. Calm, emotionless, and unpredictable, he hunts his victims with relentless determination. The movie creates suspense through silence, tension, and sudden violence rather than traditional action scenes. Tommy Lee Jones plays an aging sheriff struggling to understand the growing violence surrounding him. His character adds emotional depth and philosophical reflection to the story. The film explores themes of fate, morality, and the changing nature of crime in America. What makes No Country for Old Men unique is its realism. The violence feels shocking because it is presented without glamour or excitement. Every scene feels dangerous and unpredictable. The movie constantly reminds viewers that life can change in an instant. 7. The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. The Silence of the Lambs is one of the most iconic thrillers ever made. Directed by Jonathan Demme, the movie follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling as she seeks the help of imprisoned cannibalistic killer Hannibal Lecter to catch another serial murderer known as Buffalo Bill. Jodie Foster gives a powerful performance as Clarice, portraying intelligence, vulnerability, and courage. Anthony Hopkins delivers one of the greatest villain performances in film history as Hannibal Lecter. Despite limited screen time, Hopkins creates a character so terrifying and charismatic that audiences can never forget him. The movie builds suspense through psychological conversations rather than non-stop violence. Every meeting between Clarice and Lecter feels dangerous and unpredictable. Lecter's ability to manipulate people with words makes him even more frightening. The Silence of the Lambs also explores themes of fear, trauma, and power. Clarice must overcome personal challenges while entering a world filled with violence and darkness. The movie's atmosphere is tense and deeply unsettling from beginning to end. This R-rated thriller won multiple Academy Awards, including Best Picture, because of its exceptional storytelling and performances. Even decades later, it remains one of the most influential psychological thrillers ever created. These were R-rated thrillers too good to ignore. From psychological mind games and shocking twists to dark crime mysteries and unforgettable villains, these films proved why thrillers remain one of Hollywood's most exciting genres. Every movie on this list offers suspense, emotion, and unforgettable storytelling that keeps viewers hooked until the very end. Which of these thrillers is your favorite? Did we miss any incredible R-rated thriller that deserves a place on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel with your friends for more amazing Hollywood countdowns and movie content. Thanks for watching.